14, and I'm a middle school English teacher. There are less than 2 weeks until Christmas when, just in a school just 20 miles from where I teach, a gunman. There are a million stories about that tragic morning. This is not one of them. This is the story of a gathering that gave healing and hope in the aftermath of a day that changed all of our worlds forever. We teachers had tried to shelter our students from the terrible truth, but they had siblings and friends and cell phones. And we were on edge and afraid and so very, very sad. More than once in the normally cacophonous cafeteria, a pall would fall over the tables and the students would finish eating their sandwiches in silence. When a shelter-in-place order was called because a man dressed head to toe in black had gotten off a train a town away carrying a long object sheath in black, one of the students held captive in my classroom collapsed into tears and wept and trembled for an hour uncontrollably. And even the teachers, myself included, would find it necessary at random moments to have to turn our back to our classroom until the tears could be recalled and the composure regained. So, when the National PTA put out a call for student-made snowflakes to turn the halls and walls of whatever school those Sandy Hook students eventually returned to into a winter wonderland, we knew what we had to do. The school declared a pajama day and set aside a block of time in the afternoon for students to gather, free their minds of math problems and grammar, put away calculators and band instruments and gym clothes and textbooks, and just heal. We opened the dividers between the classrooms and told the kids to arrange the tables any way they wanted. We pulled out supplies of paper and pens and markers and glue and scissors and glitter. The custodians still have not forgiven us for that choice. And we announced, we're gonna make snowflakes. And for 90 minutes, those pajama-clad kids ate candy canes and potato chips. They snipped snowflakes out of paper, listened to music, made an unbelievable mess, and laughed. Mrs. Jennes, look, my snowflake is orange. Yes, Riley? Yes, it is. It's beautiful. By the end of the afternoon, our counters were stacked with mountains of snowflakes, 6-sided, 20-sided, 3-dimensional, simple, intricate, lacy, each as one of a kind as the student who created it. Later that day, after the students had gone home, I crammed every inch of my 2002 Subaru Outback, station wagon, which I miss, with boxes and bags of snowflakes, and drove to PTA headquarters at Hamden. And I just couldn't wait for someone to see this blizzard of love I was delivering. The reaction when I arrived was a bit different than I'd expected. I entered through a maze of boxes stacked floor to ceiling, searching for someone to greet me and say, "More snowflakes, yay, bring them in." Instead, the kind-faced woman who found me wandering the narrow canyons between boxes said, "Oh my." We're a bit overwhelmed, as you can see. I'm afraid you'll need to put your boxes out there." She pointed to a tractor trailer in the parking lot. And through its open door, I could see there wasn't much room left in there. "They're pouring in from all over the world," she explained, showing me a map with pushpins of all the states and all the countries from which gifts had already arrived. I'd never seen so many pushpins. And I try to imagine how many small hands and determined faces, how many hearts filled with wishes of healing and hope were tucked inside those cartons, ready to comfort a community of children a few towns over, or a few states away, or an ocean and continent apart. And those two gatherings, first of my students pouring love and healing into the snowflakes they made, and now this, bearing witness to this great gathering of snowflakes from around the globe, made me realize that we are all, teacher, parent, student, neighbor, stranger, friend or foe, we are all just so many snowflakes, so many temporary beings of beauty and uniqueness, sent into this world to gather close and cling, to blanket the earth and swaddle one another, to live out our too brief lives as sisters and brothers until our hour ends. In a poem, Snowfall. How brief this urgent flurry we meet upon, pilgrims on a fevered flight into existence and out again. Released from heaven's belly, we shower the earth like manna, a galaxy of willing stars curdled out of infinity in a fast-forward moment of glad creation. Blown by the breath of God, we drift through black of night or glint of day to the upturned faces of those awaiting us below. Cursed or welcomed, rejoiced or reviled, each according to plan. Alighting, we gather close and cling, drawn by bonds beyond knowing, interlocking our fragile arms in an exquisite embrace that celebrates the wondrous thing that makes us glisten so, but only for a little while. Called again to rise, vapors summoned home, we join the mist of surrendered souls, waiting, dreaming, daring to fall to earth.